has their cell phones turned off? Scotchy, scotch. I love scotch.
We're live? Hey everybody, welcome to the show.
Okay, we're live, George. What are we doing?
Hey, we're live.
Yeah, we were just doing a last minute audio check.
Yeah, we need questions too. You're closing your laptop like your
that's
work
right.
is done over here. Jeez.
Oh.
Whoa. Hello and welcome to Live at Epiphan.
And I'm shaking them up and down. Hello everyone. Look at us today. We're standing. George,
I know.
why?
Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Thursday at 3 o'clock.
I am doing the show alone today, or am I?
Things don't start.
And we're live!
Things don't start automatically. Again, and my head's kind of cut off. Where's...
Hey!
Hi, Marta. How are
Hello,
you?
Cameron. Hi, I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. Look at our
It's
eye
really-
lines. They're so perfect.
Absolutely perfect. It's really nice to be in the same studio with you finally.
It is.
Even
it
though
is.
I'm in California, here in Canada. Welcome everyone to the show. Thank you for joining us. Today we have a very special episode. It's our 200th episode, Cameron. Can you imagine?
No, I can't. I can't imagine it. This is crazy.
We made
It feels
this
like just
far.
100 episodes ago was our 100th episode.
It feels like that, doesn't it? It sometimes feels like that. Well, today we just wanted to take a moment to celebrate the 200th episode. We have a few fun things planned. We're gonna bring back our favorite hosts. They have a few fun things prepared for us, so this should be a fun one. We started this whole thing in 2017, and it's been 4 years. In March, it's going to be 4 years of the live show.
That's
Which
wild.
I think is fantastic. It's wild, and I think it's really worth celebrating. I think, this has been quite a journey, Cameron.
It has been, and every week we were doing these live shows up to 2021. We've rolled it back a little bit, and we're going to be focusing on, doing some more fun content, our news segments, bringing in our occasional guest, which is a lot of fun too. But we put a lot of energy into these live shows, and we really had to pivot, a year ago when we couldn't actually physically be in the same space together anymore. And I think we've done a pretty good job.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. There's a lot of changes that we had to go through, so it's been quite a process. It's been a process.
I just want to take a minute. We'll welcome our viewers in the chat. Marta, if you might have said that already, but
yes,
as usual, when I'm hosting, I can only hear myself just
It's hard.
drown everything else out. But I actually want to say hi to Faithful Mess. Faithful Mess, it's great to see you again. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, it's so nice to see everyone. Hi, Gary. Hi, Faithful Meth. Faithful joins us every 100 episodes. We talked about that today. But no, we know that you join much more often than that. But it's great to have you there. If you guys, we're gonna have some interaction in this episode. Just a spoiler. If you guys want to participate in that would be great.
Yeah, don't ruin all that. Don't ruin all the fun.
I'm sorry. Okay, all right. I won't. I'm sorry. I'm just really excited.
No, this is gonna be fun. So let's jump right into it. So we have
Yes.
longtime host Dan Wallace. He started the show pretty much 4 years ago, or I guess I met you and George, but has always been a huge part of developing the video production at Epiphan and the live show feel. And Dan's going to join us and give us some stats today. So welcome, Dan. It's good to see you.
Hey, great to
Hey,
be
Dan.
here. Hi, Cameron. Hi, Marta. How are you guys?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, and it's pretty cool to see 200 episodes of anything. That doesn't happen very often. Most people aren't as persistent as that. Even if they're getting paid for network television shows that have $1 million budgets, going 200 episodes, this is quite an accomplishment. So I decided, why not prepare some stats? Why don't we look at the analytics And I have some interesting stats to share. But first, I wanted to get you guys to maybe guess and see what kind of statistical numbers you could guess at for this Live at Epiphan show. So the first one I have up here is total live watch time. Cameron, Marta, any guest ventures at how many total seconds of viewing time there's been live on this show in 200 episodes?
Well, it's got to be over 1 billion. I'm going to say like 1,000,000,001 seconds.
1 billion seconds. That's a lot.
In seconds? Oh man.
Yes.
Are we measuring this in seconds? We are, yes. Millions, billions. Cameron, any guesses?
I would say at least over 10 billion watch seconds.
Wow, that's ambitious.
You're in the neighborhood of having, at least 9 digits in the integer. 9 digits in the amount of seconds. I don't know why we're measuring this in seconds, but let's take a look here.
All right,
Okay,
give it to us, Dan.
So total live watch time 9.4 million seconds.
Nice.
Total watch time, counting VOD as well, is a great big number. What is that? 277 million, 900, almost 278 million seconds watched.
That's amazing. So 7,700 hours of like actual watch time, not live.
Yeah,
watch
77,000
time
hours.
of the live show.
That's wild.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
Okay, the next stat I have, total live views. Actually, total live show views. So what would you guess? How many views have we gotten on this show in 200 episodes?
It's got to be at least 1 million.
Is this all our VOD content or just the live streaming content?
Just this show, Live at Epiphan. How many views in 200 episodes?
Oh man.
1 million views.
Cameron?
Okay, I'll go with 999,999.
Well, the price is wrong, Cameron. You've you've both overbid and are eliminated. But you're not far off, actually. We've had about 750,000 views on this show in 200 episodes. Wow. So that's pretty cool, especially for a show like this where it's like, we're kind of talking about very specific things here. I think that's pretty impressive. Okay, the next statistic. What's the longest range for SRT contribution that we've had? Longest range.
Crikey.
So remote guest. How many kilometers of distance have we connected a guest into this show?
That's got to be the Australian one.
Yeah, that was Eamon.
It's got to be Eamon.
You guys are right. Longest SRT.
I was gonna say 12,000
contribution.
Wow.
That's Eamon at Bard Dog. He joined us from Australia. What is that? 16,000 plus. Other side of the world, really.
That's amazing.
And it's pretty cool that you're able to have a low latency conversation in real time using SRT. So that's pretty cool. All right, next up, I've got a quiz prepared for you guys. So.
Quiz. All right.
And I think you're gonna like this. I want to create a little friendly competition here.
I hope our viewers participate as well.
Yeah, everybody,
really
drop your
so.
guesses in chat, and let's jump right into this quiz.
Okay, I'm ready. Cameron, I'm totally gonna beat you.
I've got my notepad.
Okay, you might remember some of these episodes. These are some of our most popular episodes of Live at Epiphan over the couple years. So, which one of our episodes has the most total views? Is it A, multi-camera live streaming setups, B, OBS XSplit Wirecast vMix software compared, C, how to live stream a concert, or D, stream to Facebook and YouTube at the same time? 5 ways.
It's got to be the multi-camera one because I know that one got. Oh, you have your answer? Okay. All right. Okay. I got mine too.
Okay. Let's see your answers. You guys want to hold them up? Okay. Marta's guessing A, multi-camera live streaming setups. Cameron's got a sticky on his forehead. What does that say, Cameron?
Also says A, I think.
I think, you know what? I think you're right. It was either that or B. Let's check. Ooh, and it was multi-camera live streaming setups, the most popular Live at Epiphan episode of all time. And
also one of the most outdated episodes. Stop watching that episode, guys.
Yeah, but there might be
Gotta
some
update that
updates
one.
since that. Maybe we should do it again. We do another multi-camera setup episode. All right,
We should
next-
have. We should turn the comments off on that video. Now that I'm thinking about it.
we should probably update the OBS XSplit one as well too.
Yep.
So, which episode has the most live views? This is an interesting question. So, people tuned in live.
Most live views.
Multi-camera live streaming setups. Or B, best live streaming software for 2019. C, On Location with Crusoe and the celebrity Dashend. Is that how you say it? Dashhound? Dashend?
It's actually Dachshund. I learned that recently.
Okay.
It's disappointing.
I always call them
Dak-
wiener dogs.
Dachshund.
Is that wrong?
Dachshund.
And D,
No, that's right too.
live from the beta store in Palo Alto.
Oh, I
That was a
remember doing
fun-
that
that
with
was a fun
Phil. Yeah, we got a lot of viewers for that one. I think I'm going to go with that one.
And I see Lisa's also guessing here, On Location with Crusoe the celebrity Dashend. I think that's a pretty good guess because that is one popular celebrity dog. So let's take a look. And it was. Wow. Over 400 people tuned in live to see a wiener dog. That's incredible.
Oh.
Nothing to
okay.
do with live
Well.
streaming. Nothing to do with video encoding. No, it's a dog. Our most
Well,
popular live
dogs
episode
sell.
ever. Okay.
Well, we used a Pearl Mini on that episode. Lisa actually did the switching for that one, and George and Lisa and I drove out to Quebec. That was pretty fun. We got to go to the inner sanctum, Crusoe's secret bunker out in the woods in Quebec. It was beautiful.
Oh, lovely. and I see Kim Sorensen guessed B, best live streamers. The software streaming is always a popular topic, and multi-camera as well. So good guesses, Gary and Kim as well. Okay, let's advance.
And actually, Dan, just since we're doing a little bit of engagement here and something that we should have mentioned a little bit earlier, so we're using HLS today for the very first time to actually stream this content to YouTube, which adds a little bit of extra latency. So, we're asking for your comments and obviously to get engaged in the chat, but we might be moving a little bit slower than usual. So I apologize for that. But HLS is looking pretty good so far.
Yeah, I'm glad we are trying HLS. This is new in YouTube, right? HLS streaming instead of RTMP. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was just released publicly, I think, within the last couple of days. Some partners were aware of it much earlier, obviously for testing purposes and to get it rolled out with encoders. But this is our first time using it on the show.
Cool. Awesome. Well, it seems to be working out. Okay, next question. Which mobile OS watches us live more? Is it iOS or is it Android or is it BlackBerry? Wait, we didn't include that one? Why not?
Blackberry.
Is BlackBerry an OS or is it called QNX? What is it anyway?
Isn't it Microsoft Phone or what is it? Not Microsoft Phone.
Okay, get
Windows
your
Phone?
guesses in, everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Well, no, I have an Android. I have to stick to Android.
50-50, Marta. It's not that hard.
Oh,
Cameron, what
There
does
we
that
go.
say?
I got it right here.
Okay, so Marta's guessing B, Android, and Cameron
we're
is
both
guessing
guessing
B,
B.
Android. I would probably guess Android as well. Oh my gosh, iOS edging
so
out.
close.
Wow.
Look at that. That's like a.
I see
close.
Kim got it right. Kim guessed iOS. Well done, Kim. That's a coin flip. I'm actually surprised. Our audience tends to be a bit more technical, and I tend to think the technical folks are maybe more typically on Android, but maybe I'm completely wrong. But anyhow, which OS watches us live more? Mac or Windows? The old Mac versus PC.
Okay, this one has got to be this.
Come on, PC. Come on. Windows. Let's go. Okay, Marta's
Yes.
guessing B.
Don't
I
look
would
at my answer,
concede
Cameron.
also for B.
Yeah, Gary's guessing iOS. Kim's probably guessing iOS as well.
There you
let's
go,
take a
Cameron,
look.
yes.
It's Windows. Wow. And this was a more
Yes.
definitive split as well. I don't know how 49 and 59 add up, but there's
okay.
110%. Some people are watching
Dan, I
us
don't know how you
twice
did the
with
math. But
I guess they have multiple browsers open, maybe. I don't know how that happens.
Yeah, wait, that math doesn't work.
Maybe that should be 39. Anyhow, Windows takes the win.
Maybe it should be 40. Maybe it should be 41.
Yeah.
Well, I know for a fact that we sent a few of our old nooks to the Croatian YouTube watch farm that we pay for views, so I think that probably drives the numbers up a little bit.
Well, there you go. There's the answer. So, anyway, that's it. That's the end of the quiz. That was fun, guys. And yeah, just happy to be here with everybody on the 200th. And congrats on keeping the show rocking and rolling. And thanks to everyone for joining us again. That's
That
great
is
to
so
have you.
awesome. Dan,
Thank you,
thank
Dan.
you so much. And thank you for viewers for participating. It's always a lot of fun to get this much engagement.
Totally.
And yeah, that was a fun game.
And Dan, don't go anywhere. We're going to have you back in a few minutes. We're going to check out some clips.
Okay, I'll see you guys soon.
Yes.
Thanks.
See you soon, Dan.
Because what would an anniversary show be without a clip show?
I agree with you. We saw that one in the beginning. That was kind of fun. And we have more of that coming soon.
My favorite clip, and I was laughing during the intro, is when Birchall was so excited that the show started that he slams his laptop shut.
Yeah.
That clip
I've
always
actually
makes me
done
laugh.
that. I've done that during Zoom calls when I had to take a moment to think about something. I slammed my computer and I was like, wait, no, hold on.
Well, that speaks to the durability of the old school MacBook Pros, because I have watched that man slam that laptop shut so many times, and that laptop has lasted for years and years and years.
iOS, I guess. No, it's Mac OS.
Aluminum, I think. Just
Aluminum.
aluminum.
All right. Well, let's keep this moving along. We have our next guest host, if that makes sense. We are going to bring on our own George Herbert, and he has a very special thing prepared for us. Let's bring him on. Oh, where is he? He's coming down. There
I was
he
just
is.
hanging out here in my spaceship, and was very happy that you guys left me out of that Windows versus Mac battle, because things could have gotten heated real quick.
Yeah, we are happy too. We're happy too.
But I'm
George, happy.
super happy to be here. Anyway,
Happy 200th to you.
yeah.
How do you feel?
That's enough that I don't remember them all now. So, I don't have the best memory anyways, but 200, that's a big number. That's higher than I can count. Let's be honest. So it's pretty exciting. I'm pretty happy about that.
Well, and it all started in a tiny demo studio with you and Machu, and you were so close to the wall behind you that you touched it with the back of your chair, and you could hear the fans humming. And
well, funny enough, things have not really changed. I'm still now very close to a wall, despite the illusion of my wonderful spaceship back here. It is indeed an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
It's all cyclical. I'm still waiting for that guy to come down the stairs, though. I think.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping
you're supposed
that was
to ignore
you.
that guy. He was canceled. Anyway.
Well, yeah, George. I heard that you have something really cool prepared for us. You want to kind of take us through the ages. Take us through the show.
Yeah, I think something that's been really exciting about this show, for me as someone who's been on a bunch of those 200 episodes, is the evolution of what we've done with the show. And like you mentioned, Cameron, it kind of started with, it was very cramped, awkward, small space that was an office that's sized for one person that we converted to a studio in our Ottawa office. And we kind of just crammed gear and crammed lights and cameras in there. And so there's our very first episode in a cramped studio, small table, sitting shoulder to shoulder. And we really honestly didn't know what we were doing. We just kind of said, let's start this thing and see where it goes. Well, apparently it's gone at least 200 episodes. So I guess it was successful. From there, we tried to upgrade things a little bit. We moved to, I guess, what we kind of call internally our classic studio now. We found some bigger space, which had its own challenges, especially with noise. But we were able to set things up a lot better, stretch things out a bit more. We had a whole build series on that we did to show people how we were setting it up. In this shot, you could see the background of just solid gray paper back there. There's actually windows back there, which are south facing, which means the sun would just come ripping through the windows in the middle of the show. So they had to be covered. But it was a great space. It made a big difference. And so if you want to go back and look at how we built that, we do have the reel on it. But in that space, we started playing around with other stuff. We started upgrading the lighting. We changed cameras a little bit. We changed how we did titling, and all these other things. They really started to enhance the look and feel of the show and make it, I would argue, more professional in a lot of ways. But as that improved, I think we started to have more fun with the show and be more relaxed about the show. And that just makes it more enjoyable to create and hopefully more enjoyable to watch. But sometimes, back in the old world, back in the day,
The before times.
exactly, the before time, before the zombies roamed the streets, we were able to go places. And so occasionally we would do the show from the road, like NAB. And that was a lot of fun. Again, not without its own challenges, but that's one of the things we loved doing, was challenging ourselves and trying new technologies to try and make that work. And doing it from trade shows was honestly one of my favorite things to do. And I really do honestly hope that someday we will be back to trade shows and back to doing things on the road.
One day.
Hopefully.
One day.
Hopefully, one day.
On occasion, we decided to have a lot more fun, and still went outside, still had some good times, but we didn't go quite as far from home as Las Vegas. We just went to George Burchell's backyard and destroyed some product, which was awesome. Dan's stats were amazing. But to be honest, the fact that this episode wasn't in those stats makes me cry, because this is my all-time favorite episode. I loved making this episode. I loved the interaction we had from it. I loved the fact that the devices we destroyed still get brought up in chat every now and then. We gave them away afterwards, and I know people who are still using some of them. So everything about this episode for me was amazing, and it was a fun day, although it was hot that day. But it was a fun day. I was very jealous of Burchell, who got to dive in his own pool with an AVIO, because he got to cool off while Dan and I were roasting. But that was a lot of fun. And I can't wait to get back to doing things like that as well.
That was our classic episode.
Yeah. And every now and then, Team George would go on road trips sometimes. And so, we even did a live stream from a hotel room in Sweden after George and I had visited one of our partners in Sweden and had a fantastic time there. We spent the day wandering around Stockholm, finding all kinds of cool stuff and delicious coffee, which always makes me happy. And so, again, just trying to challenge ourselves. And that was a challenge. That was a tough one. The internet was a bit dicey in that hotel, but it was fun.
And the time difference too, right?
That was the other thing. It was late.
It was like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And
when
using
There were
OBS.
audio issues too.
Yeah, it was OBS for the first time, I think, on location, right?
Yeah, we were using OBS from my laptop with a janky camera setup and really bad audio setup. We had spent all day, both George and I, it's funny, the Georges really enjoy walking around new cities when we're in them. We walked, I think, somewhere around 30 plus kilometers around Stockholm that day.
Oh my God.
And then shot the show afterwards. Like, we were pretty exhausted. But it was an amazing day, and it's something that I really do miss and want to get back to that someday. Yeah. But enough about the Georges having fun. Every now and then we get to do some other fun. And we did something really cool. We became V-streamers before it was cool and trendy. And we did it just because. And this is Cameron's brainchild with Marta's unbelievable artwork that delivered this content that is still hilarious. It's hilarious. The Cameron hair flips that are in the animations and everything are just priceless. Again, maybe not the most technical of episodes or the most adventurous of episodes, but something about it, I don't know, it's like watching an episode of South Park. The bobbly head movements and stuff are just... I
gotta admit that was one of my favorite episodes to make and to watch. So this is probably one of my one of my all-time favorite episodes, especially like doing the squinty eyes. You have those squinty eyes at some point,
Yep.
like angry eyes for George. That was amazing.
Technically it was a challenging episode.
It was.
Like we had two audio sources that were unique for the characters, and they were actually driving a lot of the animation.
Yeah.
And we had to make sure that we weren't bleeding over, and we were literally sitting next to each other in the studio, which was obvious, like probably not the best idea, but we only had the one microphone at the time, so it was a little bit of a challenge. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. And yeah, kudos to Marta on the quality of the animation there. It was just awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
And then, we started trying some other stuff. We started adding some new titles again, started with a new bumper, tried to set up something a little more consistent instead of ad hoc random stuff every week. Really started getting into a groove, built yet another studio and moved our studio again. And we were super stoked, really excited. Everything was going to be amazing. 2020 was going to be next level. We were going to be outside doing all kinds of cool stuff on the road. And then March 2020 came around. And
it was the summer of George.
It was going to be the summer of George, and that's not a joke. I have said that about 1,000 times. I had so many plans. I really did. And again, as I'm sure everyone is well aware, nearly a year ago, we pulled the trigger on working from home in that kind of second week of March, the end of the first week, beginning of second week of March. And that's where we've been ever since. And so that really changed a lot of the plans. It really ruined everything we wanted to do for travel, all the adventures we wanted to have, even just locally. And it was sad. But it did give us other opportunities that I think was interesting, and I hope other people found it useful. One of them was that we had to figure out, how did we do this show remotely? We had just set up that new studio, as I said, and now all of a sudden, forget the studio. You got to figure out a home setup, and you have to do it right now because you started working from home on Monday and the show's on Thursday, and so you better figure it out. The show must go on, as they say.
Virgil and I, we stepped off a plane on, I think it was the Saturday, and then we were locked down on the Monday.
Exactly.
It was crazy.
So the show did go on. We tried to do things with Zoom, but in our own ways, using pearls and cropping and playing with titles. But as you can see in the screenshot, the quality was just, And
I don't even recognize myself.
So, we figured out pretty quickly that we were not going to be happy with doing things through Zoom. Something we have been evangelizing for the past year since, because now we have been on a mission to educate people about better ways of doing remote production. And as a result, it meant we've forced ourselves to experiment. So we found better ways of co-hosting things. Again, within certain limitations, we improved some of it a little bit in terms of mixing things together. But some people didn't have very good cameras, like George Burchell in this picture. And we still needed to improve a number of different production elements, but things were getting better. Then we started leveraging just more tools, started playing with more things, started figuring out ways of bringing each other together virtually. Despite the amazing quality of this, Dan and I were not, in fact, in the same room, the same way you, Cameron and Marta, are not in the same room at the moment. I know everyone's confused, but...
Of course we are.
Then high five right now if you are. Let's see it.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, look how easy this is.
But, we made things more engaging by playing with these tools, I think, and it was a lot of fun. And of course, we're doing that again today, and I think it's been amazing. It's been a great experience, despite all the negatives. Probably one of the biggest things I'm most thankful for, not just in the past year, but in the past 200 episodes, is that we've had some amazing guests join us on this show. And I really want to thank all of those guests who have joined us back when we were in person, or people who have joined us remotely in the past year. It's been incredible to have some of these other creators and industry experts join us and talk about what they're doing. this picture is just from, a couple episodes ago with Curtis joining us. And Curtis gets points for the best lighting of any guest we've ever had.
Amazing.
But he is a pro at it. So, all credit to him. And again, it's been a huge task and a lot of fun and figuring all this stuff out. Luckily, we have you, Cameron, to help us figure out some of this stuff. Otherwise, we might be pretty lost in how we connect the SRT bone to the NDI bone to the Pearl bone and get the show to the Facebook and YouTube bone, all connected. So it's been.
Well, I've got Adam Frame, of course, on speed dial. So I'd like to take all the credit, but I'm sure when he sees my Cameron is typing popping up on the chat, he's like, "Oh no!"
Oh yes,
now?
I'm well aware that that's what makes him drink at night. So. But yeah, that's, I had fun looking back at this when we were trying to plan, like, what does this look like? And going back and reminiscing about all those different moments was a lot of fun. Yeah. So 200, man.
For sure.
Oof, that's a number.
200, yeah. Well, George, thank you so much for that presentation, for walking us through the ages. Faithful Mess said, humble beginnings, and George hasn't aged a day.
I have a lot more gray, let me tell you. Anyway, my niece will never let me forget it.
Oh, well,
I think aside from the enhanced salting of your beard and hair, which is quite distinguished, by the way, George is definitely the most consistent in appearance. And I know this because I've gone through these clips, I've gone through these episodes, and you were definitely the most consistent in your appearance throughout the years.
Boy, do I need a haircut now, though.
Well, George, thanks so much again. And we're going to also kind of put you in the green room for a little bit. Ooh. Have you come back again for our final segment. But for now, you had a really nice segue going into Cameron's role in all of this. Because Cameron has put so much effort into making this show look amazing. Cameron, I know you've been thrown challenges that I'm not sure every producer would handle as gracefully as you had. And it would be really great to kind of see what does your behind the scenes look like, how you make all of this happen.
Yeah, for sure. Let's pull the curtain back. I'm pushing the envelope today for how much I can do via SRT. So I have 2 SRT feeds going, but I have another camera set up behind me, and we can flip over to that camera and I can give you a little tour of my space here. You can see my ratty ponytail as well. Now, this is my command center here. I'm looking at the wrong spot. This is my command center. So from my home in a small community in remote Ontario, I'm able to control all of the systems that we use for our show. I do apologize. There's quite a bit of artifacting because this is not a very high quality SRT stream. But if you can see it, I have several monitors set up that I use for different purposes. Oh man, that's bad. That looks like a Monet. It's like a Monet painting in there. Try
to not move as much.
I'm
just
keep
your hands still.
All right, so yeah, there we go. Now let's wait for that. Can I clear this off the screen? How does that work?
Is the reason that's happening?
That kind of else is making it worse. Oh
no! Don't do that.
All right.
Is the reason that's happening because you're using LTE for that?
No. I'm using all of my 6 megabytes upload that I have, and this stream I was pushing it generally for 1080. You'd want to be. I'm talking the wrong way. There we go. So generally for 1080,
don't move around as much.
A couple of megabytes, and I'm sure the audio is going to be terribly out of sync too, but essentially I do everything from the house. So I occasionally have to go into the studio, make a few tweaks with our hardware setup, but I do everything from here. So using tools like back channel communication, I've got Unity going. Adam Palmer and I were producing a webinar earlier this morning. I've been using that tool, and big timer on the wall so I can't make any mistake knowing exactly what time it is.
Oh gosh.
You can see that or not. Oh, that's so bad. All right.
We have to
we'll
bring
go back
you
to
back,
one
Cameron. Okay. Well, guys, I just want you to know that Cameron has been doing so much behind the scenes, just building workflows and making life easier for everyone, creating systems where there's just less room for error. And we all know that live streaming is something that's prone to error. Things like right now are prone to going bad, and Cameron's been putting a lot of work into making sure that there's as little of that as possible. And Cameron, I just want to thank you for that. Thank you for producing these shows. It's been a breeze for the rest of us. For the hosts, we can just show up, look pretty, go through the content, and make it happen.
Well, it's thank you for saying that, Marta. It's been a lot of fun. I'm going to try not to move around too much, but to answer Gary's question, yes, I have the lowest bandwidth, so I generally have between 5 and 6 megabytes up, which is not a whole lot to work with, so I have to kind of choose how I parse that out very carefully. But, we're very fortunate, I feel, here at Epiphan with the equipment that we have and the support that we have, and also the ingenuity and just the willingness to actually try to make these things work. We are pushing the envelope. There's very few folks out there that are doing, the kind of things that we're trying and experimenting with. But, I'd like to think that as we do it, we might inspire some other folks to push their own limits as well when creating content, especially remotely nowadays.
Absolutely. So, I mean, I hate to not have you do your part, but due to how choppy it is, I think we should move on. There are a lot of episodes that we have going back where Cameron shows his producer setup. I think we can do a whole show on the evolution of your setup from like one desk and one monitor to like a really big desk and 11 monitors. I think that'd be a fun show to produce.
My award-winning setup.
Award-winning setup. Yes, so why don't we move to the fun part? Cameron, I know that you have a really fun segment prepared for us. So why don't we bring everybody back and we take a look at the best and funniest moments from the past 100 episodes.
Yeah, let's get the watch party going. I'm going to totally click on this real laptop.
Yes,
right
do
now
it.
And press play. Beep.
All right.
Oh yeah, the hair.
Can we hear, but our viewers can hear the sound, right?
I hope
In theory.
I hope so.
Because I'm not hearing the sound.
Oh, I do now, a little bit.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
it's very faint.
It's kinda
and I
low.
think
It's
because
kinda low.
I had turned down the volume.
The signal's a lot
Yeah,
stronger.
there you go,
What I'll
Adam.
do is I'll come
there it goes.
inland.
Oh,
Oh,
Marta, close your
I'm
eyes.
getting
Like Crash Pad McDuck small. It's really cool. Oh.
Hope Health and Safety isn't watching.
Yeah, he's gonna come by with a citation later. He's got a little.
There we go. So
Red
if anyone wants to
notepad.
see what the underside of the desk looks like, you have a great view right there, and that's what's so great about these micro drones.
We're actually on location here in a secret.
Oh,
Ooh,
that
the
was fun
dog.
with Adam and the drone.
In Quebec. Today I'm here with Ryan. And
Crusoe.
Crusoe. Or I should say Crusoe.
Are you sure that's his name?
Today is our
Pretty
99th.
sure.
No,
100.
100th episode. Cheers, everyone. Thank you for
100.
100 episodes. Cheers. Cheers.
I don't think
And
that
yes,
shirt
Linda,
fits
I'm
me
getting
anymore.
paid to play Mario Kart. So nervous playing on the internet. I know there's like just dozens of people watching right now, and I can make.
I don't even
excuses
remember
all
that
day
episode.
about how poorly.
This
I
was
play
so
Mario
trippy
Kart.
putting these clips together. It's like, I don't remember doing this.
Yeah, that's a bit rough.
I remember this.
Hi, Side Shot.
This was fun.
So my next pick,
Looks so real.
I'm R-panning and he's driving.
I've got a laptop. This is like super illegal.
Here you can see I'm chasing a frisbee around. So this is the kind of stuff that'd be very hard to do, or almost impossible with the.
Oh, getting dizzy again.
I cut right before they.
And this is right down the street. I recognize
That's
where
right.
that office
So here I'm
park
flying
was.
right over the top of a tree.
Wow.
Here I'm chasing some drift cars.
This is such a cool shot. Adam.
Head
Oh, man.
left and right. See, everyone can do it, even if they're sitting down. Yeah, come on. Awesome. We're gonna do some jump jacks.
Do it,
Here we go,
George.
jumping jacks.
No, no deal.
Come on, George. George, how are you feeling?
I feel great. This is good. How do I sound?
Amazing. Amazing.
That was a lot
Wait,
of fun, and I do
was
apologize
there-
to the viewers if the audio wasn't great on there. We're using OBS and NDI, and figuring out how to get into the Zoom and not blow our earphones out was a little bit of a challenge.
Hang on. I have a question. Where is Phil and Hot Wings? I don't understand.
Well, those were the highlights.
Oh, okay.
So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the funniest moments that we had on the show.
Oh, I am so sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
There's more. But wait, there's more. There it is.
In Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, look how red Phil's cheeks are.
Oh. But you guys still look okay. You guys still look okay.
Is that Marta dressed up like that? I'm so confused.
Yeah, that's Marta and Dan.
Really bad.
Head office.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Going for mango juice. And
I'd like to point out that Phil refused to be on this episode, worried that we would make him eat hot sauce again.
Well, some webcams do suck. They might still be doing.
All webcams suck.
So what do you want?
What do you want? Oh no.
And
Oh,
then
Phil.
Dan and I are inserted, keyed, including a foreground, which is basically just a Photoshop car. But when you look at this, it turns out Dan is not, in fact, driving a car.
Why is the audio level on this video so low? I'm trying to be ironic. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I am.
Okay, yes, that's all.
Insert GIF.
I really didn't think about the chroma keying. See, learn from my mistake.
I can't think, let alone talk about. There it is.
Call the
This is really
ambulance.
bad. No one ever buy that sauce.
Phil
You
is
guys are-
watching and having PTSD right now.
You guys are
Yes.
so
Worse.
brave.
He's dying.
Yeah.
Don't use
Like,
that guy.
if I could, I would throw this across the room.
Bubbly on YouTube comment.
I probably should have.
Still waiting
Yeah,
for
you
that
should have.
bird living inside George's beard to fly out.
That's pretty funny.
That's one of the best
We're all
comments
dead.
I think we've ever had.
Can I get another napkin, please?
Oh boy, that was good.
Now the funny part is I ran out of napkins, so I just had to keep giving Phil the napkins that I had already been using.
Did you guys not have
But he
milk?
was-
We did. It didn't help.
we did.
They have new hot sauces, by the way, so I think that requires a repeat of that episode.
Oh,
I agree.
I think
Can we
Phil
wait?
might
wait
not
until
agree.
the spring so that my pool is open and I can just like
Go sit in
run
it again?
directly. Oh yeah, exactly. I floated down to the bottom of the pool and stayed down there for half an hour after that episode.
Whew.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah,
That was good.
Definitely some flashbacks from that episode, but it was a lot of fun. Probably no useful content from it other than what not to do with hot sauce. But it was fun. We lived, barely.
Oh yes.
That
Yes.
episode actually cost us a strike as well on YouTube, if you remember. That was
It
our
did.
first episode that we got a strike on.
I believe
What,
I
for-
told you so
why?
on that one.
What happened?
Because it was so
Music?
spicy, Marta. It was so spicy.
I see.
And we might
I see,
have also
Cameron.
used copyrighted music too.
Cameron might have
Okay.
used copyrighted music in the segment Cameron. presented.
Cameron.
Oh, it's we when it's a success, but it's
Yes.
me.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I have a favorite episode that we haven't pointed out yet. It was the King of the Streams competition. I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
remember that.
I do.
George Herbert, of course, came out with the victory in that episode, and I think he still has the King of the Streams trophy at his desk somewhere in the Epiphan office.
It's gathering dust at my desk where I have not been in a year. But yes, it is still there.
So maybe we
good
should
one.
have maybe the throne should be challenged once every, 100
200
episodes at least. So,
I like it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Fair enough. It's a whole
but
new world
if
of
you guys don't
Streaming
remember,
goals,
that episode was like a timed competition of who could get a stream up and running the fastest using a variety of different methods. And I think George was streaming in like 65 seconds or something from
Might
like
have
been.
no
Oh my God.
camera connected, nothing. So
Wow. Well, we should ask our viewers
but-
how they feel about competitions during streams because we can bring those back. Let us know.
like hot sauce competitions.
Like hot sauce
Yep,
competitions. Yeah.
dance off,
Yeah.
maybe?
No, I'm not into that one.
Awesome.
Who
Well,
can do the most layout crops in the shortest amount of time?
Cameron,
Or
you
we
are
could
the
have
king of that.
an
No
art
competition.
competition with the most artistic artifacting. And Cameron, you can just like
Or-
paint with your hands
Hey.
in real time.
Or a
Yeah.
or a drone racing competition. We can't leave Palmer out of this.
No. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Cameron, thank you so much for putting that little clip together for us. That was a lot of fun. And I think it's just about time to wrap up this episode. People in comments are asking, do you guys read comments? Yes,
Yes, we do. Read that one.
We read comments. Faithful
That one makes me
Philip
nervous.
was
What's the
watching.
follow-up comment to that?
You never know.
I
This
don't-
is the internet.
I don't know.
Uh,
Yeah, but 200 episodes, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We want to thank all our viewers for watching, for sticking with us all this time. We also want to thank all our guests who have appeared on the show throughout the years. We've had so many. We've had so many really good conversations. So thank you guys.
Totally.
Yeah.
And we're obviously still making the show, and like we mentioned earlier, we're going to continue producing live at Epiphan content. We're going to do it in a little bit more fun way and focus on bringing in guests and talk to them about, you know, what their services are offering or how they're contributing to the streaming community. Look at streaming news. We'll have the rundown.
The lowdown.
The rundown.
The lowdown.
The rundown.
The rundown. Yes,
and some other fun segments. So if you have any ideas for segments for our shows coming up, any topics you'd like to see covered, any VOD content too, let us know, and we'll take a look at that as well.
I do have some, actually. I really want to know more about the webinar platform that we use, known as Crowdcast. I really want to learn a lot more about them.
You are in luck.
You're in luck, George.
Am I?
Cameron, tell him why.
I couldn't.
This was a Linus Tech level
segue. Nice. And with
so
that,
actually, in a couple of weeks, we're going to have Cy on from Crowdcast. So Cy's going to join us. He's a really cool guy. We met with him yesterday, chatted about Crowdcast, chatted about the platform, kind of his mission statement and what they're looking to accomplish with Crowdcast. So if you haven't checked out Crowdcast before, it's a really cool platform. We use it for our webinars, but it's not just webinars. There's all kinds of other content on there, and you can do some really cool things either via RTMP streaming like we're doing today to Facebook, or using their built-in platform and actually using your own camera sources and doing switching and stuff on the platform, which is cool, especially for people that are just getting started and you may not have access to the kind of tools that we use for the show.
Yeah, so I'm actually really looking forward to that conversation and sharing more details, which will kind of pull back the curtain as to why we chose that platform. I know someone, who was it earlier in chat? Was it Faithfulness asking about Pearl Nanos in chat before? I have to scroll way back up here.
Would it have been Kim? It's Kim.
Kim
Is the show from a Nano today?
No, but Nano is shipping tomorrow. So everybody who had early orders in, they're shipping tomorrow. So we're super excited to see people get their hands on those first. We're definitely expecting some reviews to come out, and we'll make sure to share those as they do. That's going to be pretty exciting. Yeah, I think there's a lot of things coming, and I think we're all hoping that as 2021 continues and we get slowly closer to the 300th episode, we can get back to having a lot more fun and being outside.
We should do another
big plans.
Extreme testing challenge maybe this summer.
We should.
Yeah,
we could do that.
All right.
Yes, let's all get vaccinated and do it.
When I get my Starlink satellite, I don't know if I'll be able to take it out of my area.
I mean,
because it's like specific.
I made my way up to the bridge here because I'm trying to distribute more satellites so that Cameron can actually get some decent internet.
Thank you.
But that's
Thank you,
little secret there too, is that we do have some staff who have Starlink on order, which I'm actually really excited for when you guys get them installed, because we'll be able to experiment with that and share with our viewers what the experience is actually like. And you know, a lot of people have written reviews so far not talking about video streaming, so we would have a whole new perspective on the quality of that. Not all of us can be Dan Wallace with like 2 gigabit fiber, you know, luxury over there in Carp.
I was just reading, and actually I won't mention the company, but one of the major internet providers here in Canada decided to run fiber to a remote cottage community where it just so happens that the CEO of that company has a cottage. Interesting.
Yes. Which by the way, that is 30 minutes from where my parents live, and they can't get internet at all. So there you go.
Oh no. Well,
they can get Starlink now, though, so we're going to work on that.
We just need
thank you everyone for tuning in. Sorry, Dan.
Oh, it's all right.
Thanks everyone for tuning in. Please make sure to tune in 2 weeks. So on March 11th, we're going to have Cy on from Crowdcast. And of course, please keep an eye on our YouTube channel, like and subscribe. and you'll be able to check out those new updates.
Yeah. Oof.
And thank you for joining us too. Obviously, George and Dan, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you so much.
My
guys,
pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. This was a lot of fun. It's great to. We need to do more episodes with all of us on here. This is cool.
Yeah, this is great.
That's true.
Well,
Watch
where's
party.
George? We need George though. We need 2 Georges.
It's true. He
Look,
apparently
this
had,
layout
like,
would be perfect.
He was supposed to
Yeah, maybe
be
in
here.
12 weeks we could do that.
I think he had work to do or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he prepared all those great content for us and then just didn't show
Some
up.
lame excuse.
All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and celebrate 200. We'll drink some water, obviously.
Mine's empty.
Sorry, Dan.
And thank you, Gary, for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks, everyone.
All right, guys. Bye, everybody. Thank you for joining.
See you guys. Bye bye.